People versus Brian Shortridge. Good morning. I have a pre-sentence report. If you had an opportunity to review it, Mr. Arabo?
I have, Your Honor. There's no additions or deletions to make to the report.
Any comments before I sentence him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Well, just a brief recap of this case, Your Honor. This entire case stemmed, and this is Mr. Shortridge's first ever criminal matter at the age of 51. The case stemmed from a incident where he had mistakenly drank out of a Gatorade bottle that had alcohol in it prior to going home. And what had happened was during his ride home, he had felt kind of weird.
Can I tell you something? He blew a .271. Don't tell me that story because I'm not buying that.
Well, Your Honor, he had 1 to 2 beers before that, and then the Gatorade bottle.
.271.
He drank the whole bottle. So I know it sounds crazy, but this is his first.
No, it sounds not believable.
Yeah. Well, just a second, Your Honor. I just want to complete what I'm going to say.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So when he got on the road, he felt uneasy. And what he did was actually pulled himself over and called his wife to pick him up, saying that he felt ill. And before the wife came to pick him up, police discovered him parked in his vehicle. The keys were still in the ignition. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is not to dismiss the amount of alcohol was in his system, was that he took responsibility himself, pulled himself over and called for help instead of continuing to drive like a lot of people, many clients I've had in the past have done. And this is what makes Mr. Shortridge different than most people that probably show up in your courtroom, because he took the necessary step that he could in that moment, even with a BAC with .27, which of course, Your Honor, is not acceptable. But he took every step that he could to mitigate any risks to himself, and most importantly, also.
So what are you trying to? I mean, her recommendations follow a first offense, regardless, and it concerns me that he could even get to a .271. That means he drinks a lot. That means he's a regular, pretty hardcore drinker, because anybody that doesn't drink would pass out before they would get to a .271.
Well, that's the whole thing, Your Honor, is like before he left, he thought the Gatorade didn't have anything in it. And, you know, the probation officers are.
I'm not going to get into a debate with you about that. What I'm asking you is the recommendation is standard for a first time offense. What are you asking to be different?
Yeah, I'm asking about, so Mr. Shortridge has his own business, just started it out. He's working 7 days a week, 12-hour days, and he's also the primary caregiver for his father. He just opened up an electronic testing compliance lab for the auto industry in Northville and Plymouth Township. This is, again, not to negate the seriousness of this matter, but without a car, because they unilaterally deemed this a refusal. We went to Secretary of State.
Well, I can't do anything about that.
I know we can't. I understand. I totally understand. But given the totality of the circumstances, Your Honor, he has no vehicle. That's problem number one. Number two, he works 12-hour days, 7 days a week, and he takes care of his father. I don't want to put Mr. Shortridge in a situation where he can't do these 48 hours of community service or the substance abuse.
Well, lucky for him, we have online community service nowadays too because of COVID, so he'll be fine.
Okay. All right. Again, Your Honor, I'm raising these things only.
Oh, no. And I appreciate that. I am going to put him on probation for a period of 9 months. You're to pay $600 in fines and costs, pay the victim's fund fee, the alcohol, not the screening fee, strike that. The mandated state costs and the victim's fund fee, restitution of Van Buren Township. He's to serve 48 hours of community service at a nonprofit organization with documentation. If he needs some help on figuring out where to do that, he can talk to Ms. Rapp. He's to engage in substance abuse, do an assessment. and follow those recommendations instead of there's what I'll give you, that he can do a substance abuse assessment. He's got to follow those recommendations. They say he
Okay.
doesn't need treatment, that this was a one-time off, then he doesn't have to do treatment. He's got to
Totally.
follow whatever they recommend after an assessment.
And that's completely fair, Your Honor. That's all I'm asking.
And then he's not to purchase, possess, or consume any alcoholic beverages or controlled substances, minimum of twice a month testing with an ETG or directed by probation department. And then Ms. Rapp will put him on a payment plan. Okay,
Your Honor, is probation going to contact him? Because usually when we send him to probation, they talk about,
she's gonna write up the report. She's on here. That's the
Okay.
probation officer right there, Ms.
okay,
Rapp.
we'll,
She's gonna send him the probation order and be in contact with him.
beautiful. Okay, just wanted to make sure so
Yes.
that Mr. Shortridge knows what the next step is.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you very much. Do you understand, Mr. Shortridge? Ms. Rapp will be in touch, okay?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, thanks, gentlemen. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.